Okay, welcome to Patty's World, where we talk everything manifesting, mindset, and of course a little bit of lifestyle. I've been traveling all this week and last week. We were in Miami for a couple of days and it's absolutely beautiful. You can see behind me, absolutely gorgeous view. Okay, here's what I want to talk about today, because I see this a lot in my social media accounts and the questions I get asked. And I'm dealing with relationships, love relationships. The more you chase something, the more you chase someone, the more you're pushing them away, the more you're repelling. And I think the biggest question I get asked is, how do I get back an ex? And people are asking and pouring out their stories in my DMs and in my messages, getting an ex back from a point of almost a desperation and dependence, like a codependency on that ex. And if you're going through a breakup or a divorce or a situation like this where someone has left you and you are feeling a sense of overwhelmment or desperation, you have to understand. First of all, pause, because it's not the other person. Remember, in this whole mindset manifestation thing and the spiritual universal laws, everything is a reflection of you. Everything starts with you. So I can help you manifest an ex back. And if you're putting that ex on a pedestal, we can work on that and you can get that ex back. But if they come back, you're still the same you. And the same problems that existed that caused the breakup are going to stay there because you're still the same person and they're still the same person. And the same loop and cycle is going to continue. So until you deal with yourself, until you change yourself, until you deal with that attachment and dependency and obsession you have with another person that you believe they're going to fill that void within you, it's never going to go away. And you're always going to have that sense of insecurity and instability and fear that they're going to leave you. And if you're living from a place of fear that anyone in your life is going to fear you, it doesn't matter who it is, a loved one. But in this case, we're talking about love relationships. It doesn't matter. If you live from a place of fear and you're putting all your energy into that fear, guess what you're going to create and attract and draw into your life? It's Murphy's Law or self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever you want to call it. The more you focus on that fear and put your energy in that fear, that's what you're going to draw into your life. So if you're obsessing about bringing someone else back or a broken relationship and you feel broken, understand that it's not about that person. It always stems from you. Everything stems from you. So you have given that person so much power over your life. You have them on a pedestal. And you hear a lot of coaches and a lot of people talk about this. And this is something I had to learn as well. When I started getting into law of attraction 50 years ago and then law of assumption and really all the other spiritual laws and understanding that everything stems from me, everything's energy, everything vibrates. My beliefs, thoughts, and assumptions are creating my outer reality, and whatever emotion and feeling I'm in, I'm aligning with things at that level. So if you're in this place, you're always going to repel people away. Take the attention off the person, off your ex, and focus on you. And this is where self-concept work comes in. I believe in this. This will change everything in your life. Because when that person comes back, and they will, if you change yourself, if you deal with yourself, then you're a new person. You've assumed a new identity. You've leveled up in the beliefs and the thoughts that you have about yourself. And you're no longer the person from the past that was behaving in those fearful, obsessive ways that pushed your significant other, your specific person away, right? The most important thing is that you want to be secure within yourself. You want to be secure and steady and stable within yourself. Everything stems from you. So when you're stable and you're secure and you're happy and you're joyful, from that place, you will align with some amazing things, including partners, including that ex, who will show up differently if you still want them, or they'll show up the same and you may not even want them. Remember, everything is a reflection of you. So stop chasing. Stop chasing. You hear it all the time in manifestation. Don't chase, attract. This is essentially what this means. That chasing energy is repelling. You're coming from a place of lack, this belief or this notion that something outside of you is going to fill or complete you. And that is a huge burden to place on someone else. I mean, who wouldn't run away if you're in an obsessive, compulsive, behaving, acting way? But when you come from a place of security and stability within yourself, everything shifts. Okay, so how do you shift this? First and foremost, you need to understand you're not broken, you're whole, and you're complete. It's a limiting belief that you're attached to and you're living in the past. There's some sort of wound that you can drop and dissolve and say, I no longer identify with this. I no longer believe this. I no longer associate with this. And I drop all the beliefs and all the habits and all the patterns that created this within my life. I would start meditating first and foremost and focus on releasing. And there's a lot of ways to release all that pent up energy that we hold on to. But you need to know that you're whole and complete within yourself, first and foremost. And nothing outside of you is ever going to fill that void. You first have to fill it within yourself. Pour into yourself that love, that approval, that validation, the sense of safetyness and security. You first give it to yourself. And when you give it to yourself, then you're not in desperation looking for it from other people. And your significant others are free to be themselves because they have their own lives. And their life is not about jumping through hoops to fulfill your happiness, right? We make ourselves happy. We fulfill ourselves. We fill our own lives. And from that place, I promise you, you attract a partner at that level. But if you're coming from obsession, from desperation, from neediness, from brokenness, we align. Water rises to its own level. You will align with people and things and places of that level. That's law of attraction, the law of vibration, law of assumption, and all the other universal spiritual laws that exist out there. And I'm actually putting a little ebook together that you'll be able to download so you can see them and how they work and how you can apply them in your life and how you can actually bend energy and understand these laws so you can apply them in your life and really level up. But the number one thing is stop chasing anything. Know that it's all within you. Feel that wholeness, that sense of fullness, of that completeness within you. You are love. You were born in love. Whether it's God, the universe, source, that all-in-one energy, that higher mind that we all come from, you were born into this world whole and complete, and that love exists within you. And feel that love within you and give it to yourself. And from that place of stability and security, it shifts everything. You're no longer in desperation. In fact, you don't even care. You're just like, whatever happens, happens. And people naturally move back into your lives because you're not holding and grasping on to them. And here's what I did to improve my own self-concept first and foremost. I started meditating every day and I focused on self-love and self-worth because I think everything stems from that. Self-love, self-worth. And I stopped looking for validation and approval outside of myself. No one knows you better than you know yourself. Stop listening to other people's opinions on who you are and other people's labels. And you don't have to adopt what other people tell you. You get to decide what is true for you, what is real for you, and you get to create your own life and design it. You're the architect of your life, and you get to say what is right for you and what isn't. And look for things that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that fulfill you within, first and foremost, internally. And from that place, when we open ourselves up, we're able to attract love, really a partner that loves us, a husband, a boyfriend, whatever it is, girlfriend, whatever it is you want for you, but not from needy, grasping energy. The more we try to hold on to people, the more they're going to flee from us. And the only person you need to change is yourself. Neville Goddard teaches this. Joe Dispenza teaches this. Louise Hay. I mean, all these new age spiritual teachers, whoever you're reading, they go back to the same point. That your personality created the personal reality you're living through now. And I'm paraphrasing Joe Dispenza. So you need to create new beliefs, new thoughts, new habits to change your personal reality. That means you change who you are, and it starts from within. It starts with your mind. Affirmations, I 100% believe they work. Affirming, mirror work, meditation, journaling. creating new imaginal scenes or envisioning for your life. And here's one big piece of advice: stop living in the past. What happened in the past doesn't matter anymore. You can understand it, but let it go. Stop telling the same story to this person and then this person, and guess what happened, and guess what happened. I've had multiple people, not everyone, but I mean, they share these long narratives about what an ex did to them. And I always bring it back to them and say, yes, but what part of you aligned with them? Because you chose to align with them. We choose to align with people, and we get what we tolerate. So the only person you change is yourself. You raise your standards, you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't accept mistreatment or abusive behavior. And when you love yourself, and I mean truly love yourself from an energetic place where you're at peace with yourself, irrespective of what's happening outside of you, irrespective of what's happening outside of you, then you're secure within yourself and you're not looking for external things, material things to validate you. Yeah, it's nice to have nice things. I mean, I like nice things. Who doesn't like nice things? But first and foremost, you create that love and that peace within yourself. Don't chase, especially a significant other. You need to work on your self-concept first and foremost, and that security. Build that safety and security within yourself, that worthiness, that sense of value, that sense of knowing that you're deserving, and where you release that dependency, that obsession, where you've fixated on another person. If you're fixating on what someone else is doing, you have some unhealthy attachments that you really need to release, because you're making other people too important in your life, and they don't have that much power over your emotions and your feelings. You're the feeler of your feelings. You're the feeler of your emotions. You're the thinker of your thoughts. No one's putting thoughts in your head. You are the one. So learn to pause and control and regulate your emotions, your nervous system, and engage more powerful, positive, uplifting thoughts that empower you. And I'm telling you, the more you practice this, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the easier it gets, the more awareness you have, and the more you will align with incredible things that you'll call miracles or manifestations, whatever it is, blessings in your life. Because everything is energy, and you're vibrating from a higher place, and you've leveled up your self-concept in every way.